Welcome everyone, this is Marcin Migdal from Mad Artist Publishing, and I have with me Ilya Naishuller. On March 18th, 2013, there was one video that spread like fire across the web, and that was the, I gotta say it, Bad Motherfucker. It's the official music video of a Moscow band called Biting Elbows. And if you haven't heard of the band, you're not alone. It's led by the singer-songwriter and now the director, Ilya, who's with us right now, and this video is the epitome of cool. It's the best fucking music video of all time. I'm not the only one that's saying this. I mean, we've had, Samuel L. Jackson tweeted this out a few days ago, right?
Yes, quite exciting.
Yeah, so that was quite something. Now, without spoiling the plot, in the video we find ourselves to fight for survival against a vicious dog, a bunch of Mr. Smith-like agents from the Matrix. Then you take out your foes, leap from a moving car, jump rooftops, fall through floors, and you chase some odd teleporting device.
That sums it up.
Yeah. The video was created by you and Sergey Vilev.
Close enough, yes.
Today we're going to pick your brain and we're going to marvel at this video that I think is a game changer, at least from the independent. And I don't know if you're an independent or if you had a whole film crew working with you, but I'm going to call this an independent because you're
it's definitely independent. We don't have a company that backed us up on this. We shot it ourselves, and I borrowed money to pay the stunt people. They're the only guys we had to pay, and of course to blow up a car that doesn't, cost $5.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get through all this in a sec. It's been over a week, and your video is almost at 10 million views.
Well, if you count Vimeo, we're past 14.
Well, I'm just basing it on YouTube right now, but...
Fine, let's forget about the extra 4 million. That's all right.
Yeah,
just 4 million.
That's only 4, that's right. As I said before, Sam Jackson sent out a tweet. So I got to ask you, did you ever think it was going to be this big when you were making it?
Not this big, no. We knew we were going to get viewers. I was sort of like thinking it'd be cool if we get 5 million. Because we did have the prequel, which did 2.5. So I thought, this is twice as good, to say the least. So maybe we'll get twice the views. I kind of view it as like Alien and Aliens. Both
right. But
good.
The prequel to this,
yes.
Insane Office Escape, when did you get the 2.5 million? That's from the initial posting date, correct?
Yeah, yes. And right now it jumped to 3.5 with the success of Bad Motherfucker.
So why do you think that the sequel got so much more playtime?
It's better. That's the only reason. It's better. The song is better. The video is better. The action sort of, we did have a budget to work with this time because the first one was shot on absolutely nothing. Like, it was not absolutely nothing. It was like $500 for the shotgun and the pizza. The second one, we had a budget to sort of, we just sat down, we threw ideas at a wall, and everything we liked, we just kept putting in the script. And we didn't worry about where we're going to get the money to shoot it and how we're going to shoot it. So we just went all out. And it's funny because I just sat down and tried to come up with part 3, and I'm like, there's still a lot of things to do. So,
well, I mean, the fan response is phenomenal. I'm pretty sure you're getting the Hollywood types contacting you. Now, are they approaching you from the point of view as a musician, or is it more of, you're doing something really cool and we're trying to piggyback off of your success?
It's both. It's actually, we got record labels attention, and we got agents and producers' attentions as well. It's doubly great for me. I'll speed up my directing career because that's what I want to do as well.
Okay.
And sort of music was a hobby that kind of became the second job because, we've been working so hard at it for so long that I was kind of getting annoyed and worried that, if this doesn't pay off in the slightest, then, it has been, a lot of time sunk into this. It's been fun, but, you would like to get something for your troubles. And, we're a band, so it's 4 of us that you spend 3 times a week for 3 hours in a dingy basement.
Let's give you a quick plug for your iTunes. So
yes.
Tell us where we can find the music videos or the songs on iTunes.
What you have to do is you go to bitingelbows.com, and you will see all the links, including if you want to support us, you can buy stuff at iTunes or Amazon. If you want to support us but don't have the money, you can just go to Pirate Bay. There's a link there to the whole discography, including Bad Motherfucker. Yeah, please do help yourself and help us as well in the process.
That's right. There's so much more to your story. So let's talk about your music. How'd you get started with the music? And tell us the type of music that you produce.
I think I was about 14, and then before I was 14, I didn't give a crap about music at all. I was sort of late into the whole let's listen to something good thing. I used to listen to absolute shit and not care. I think it was the first band that kind of got my attention, and I realized music can be really involving. It was actually Sublime from California. And from there on, I went sort of the punk rock way, and I was really into punk rock for a good decade. I think I was about 24 when I was like, hold on a second, maybe I should just start listening to all the other music out there. And for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been just soaking it all in. I've never had that before. It's amazing. It's like switching from black and white movies to color. All of a sudden, you have all this new flavor and texture, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
What's the industry like in Moscow for music and indie films?
It's non-existent. There's bands popping up now and then that are sort of interesting, and there's people we can play with, and there's places to play. But I can't say there's a great scene, because the trouble with Russia is that there's a certain lack of taste, sadly, and the kind of music that, because we've been the Soviet Union for so long, and you couldn't buy a Beatles album on the street. You had to be like all buying it from hooded men in dark alleyways. So the predominantly Russian music is crap. I can say this because I've sort of been a Westerner in my mind for a long time. So from my perspective, the music that sort of makes money and flies over here, there are exceptions, of course. There's always exceptions, but most of it is absolute shit.
Okay.
So we're just now, for the past, I think, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, we've been sort of coming out of that slum, and there's been plenty of fresh, young musicians that are, not playing crap just for the sake of, trying to make some money. And they're trying to build their own thing. And there's actually quite a few bands that I like, and I go to the concerts once in a while. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You want to give a shout out of your band members, what their names and who they are and how you guys met?
No, I want to be the only one who gets up all the fame. Okay, I'm just kidding. No,
nice.
We have my friend. They're all my friends, so I'm not going to say my friend. It's me. On guitar, on rhythm guitar and the vocals, it's Garik. It's just Garik. That's his name. He's got the lead guitar. He sings backups as well. We have Alexei Zamarayev, who's an amazing drummer. We're very lucky to have him. He was the last piece of the puzzle that sort of made Biting Elbows what they are today. And we have Ilya. We have 2 Ilyas in the band. Yeah, the second Ilya, he plays bass, and it's mostly me and him who compose. Although I think what we do is we decided that if all 4 of us are going to work on the song, that we're going to have sort of everybody. We don't share, like, we don't have one composer per song. It's always the whole band. That's what we have in the credits.
Okay.
I'm very proud of that. So yeah, very nice guys, and if you are going to spend 12 hours a week with them in a dingy basement, you got to make sure you're there with nice people. Otherwise, it's a pain in the ass.
So what do you get more creative satisfaction from, being a musician or now doing these video shoots?
What's great about being a musician is that you pick up a guitar and you can make something on the spot, and it just might sound good. You cannot do a film or a video, or I guess you can do a video in 5 minutes, but you're very limited to what you can do. But since I don't view myself as a music video director, I don't particularly care for that genre. I only shoot music videos for myself. If you think of a film, you're not going to get a film done quicker than a year if you go the full route. You got to write the script, you got to get the idea, write the script, pre-production, production, and post. And that takes a long time. A year is a good bet. It's not going to be less than that. So what I like about music is that you can get out there, you can be on a stage within a week playing what you just made up today, and you can get an audience response. And that's very important for an artistic person, is to get audience response. It can be a good response, it can be a terrible response, but you are getting it. With a film, you got to wait. Like, I haven't made a film yet, so for me, all I have to share with the world right now are the songs and the videos. I'm very glad that I have both.
What prompted you to direct your own music videos instead of passing it on somebody else if you feel so strongly that it's not your thing yet?
Well, because I started shooting them because I wanted to have something like a CV. Like, I needed to show people that I know what I'm doing. And the second thing, at the time when I started shooting them, I knew nobody that could sort of deliver what I wanted to have for the band. I think like the first video we did was Dope Fiend Massacre, and that video, as soon as we finished demoing the song, I was listening to it, and I had the idea of the entire script just came in about 30 seconds flat, just the length of the song. I think it was in 2 minutes. I just figured out, I told everybody what we were going to shoot, and we did it almost shot for shot what I explained it to be.
I'm assuming you have no formal or academic training in any of this.
I actually went to film/television school for a year and a half, and then I dropped out. It's like a 5-year-long course. I dropped out because they started going too much into television. I don't care for television. Okay. Everything apart from Breaking Bad is non-existent to me. Well, Game of Thrones, etc. But you know what I mean. Like I wouldn't want to sit in on live shows and sort of punch the buttons, because that's just, it's weird. It's not my thing. I did quit, and after I quit, I thought maybe I should go for proper film school, and I was accepted into Tisch School of the Arts in New York, but they wanted me to go from year one. And I was sort of hoping that let me like a transfer to year 2 or 3. And I was 22 at that moment. I thought, I'm not going to start from scratch. And by the time I'm 27, I'll be somebody. So I didn't go, which is probably a mistake. Or it wasn't. I don't know.
Well, that's actually going into my next question is how important do you think these days to get formal training in whatever it is that you do? I mean, can you learn this on your own?
Can you learn? I think directing can't really be taught. It's more it can be learned. I think it's wrong to sit there and have somebody explain it to you, because in my opinion, it's either get it or you don't get it. And what's going to help you get it is that you got to watch all sorts of movies. You got to watch great movies. You got to watch average movies. You got to watch complete shit. And it's a matter of taste. That's what it all ends up at. If you have bad taste, you're not going to make a great movie.
Well, as is with everything else. If you don't know how to spot whatever it is that you want to do, then you're not going to be good at it. That's what I think. Well,
it makes sense. It's not much more to be said, really.
Okay, so in the beginning I referred to your video as a game changer. So the whole POV, the point of view style you use throughout the video is awesome.
Thank you.
It's very reminiscent of the popular video games, the first-person shooters. The closest film that I know that did use that style was the film Doom with The Rock. Do you remember? Did you watch that?
Yep, sadly I did.
Yeah, it was a terrible. Well, it was a movie.
But we had to go see Doom because we were this was 91, 93 when they made the game, and it was like the first-person shooter game I ever played. Even before I played Wolfenstein, I think was afterwards actually.
Wolfenstein 3D, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Too.
Kill Hitler, yeah, awesome.
That's right. Again, you managed to pull off the entire video with a POV, and it was awesome. Do you think that this video is going to have a huge effect on the way things are done? And
no.
No?
No. The way I see it is this. Remember District 9?
Yeah.
Well, I think I was watching that in the theaters. I actually went to see it twice. I'm a huge fan of that film. And I was thinking, this has to be a game changer. It cost them $30 million. It looks like 150. It works as a great story. There's not a single star. The character works. There's a character arc. There's the great graphics, the great fight scenes, and it works. It's just like a smart blockbuster, which they're so rare that I thought this would have to be the direction that Hollywood will take. How many years has it been since District 9?
I don't know. Quite a few.
I don't know. Well, I'll IMDb that crap. 1 second. It has been. This will be the 4th year, and there's not been a single movie that utilized the idea.
What about Cloverfield?
I'm sorry. Cloverfield was a $50 million movie. And for a $50 million movie that's supposedly found footage, that's not quite, I mean, Cloverfield was enjoyable, and, J.J. Abrams knows what he's doing, obviously, but, like, District 9 is a proper film. It's not a movie, it's a film. It's a film that's sort of masqueraded and packed into the package of a movie. So it's a blockbuster, but it's a lot more than that.
Well, you never know. Maybe you become the next big Hollywood director, and then,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. On my way.
Well, you got one supporter right here.
Thank you very much.
The video in a song, to me, it reminds me also of the Beastie Boys Sabotage.
Good. Great.
Was it your intention?
No.
No?
But I love Sabotage. I don't think there's a month goes by where I don't show somebody that video who hasn't seen it. I love that video. Yeah. I think Spike Jonze is like the whole thing with having just a kick-ass video. That I'm gonna have so much trouble explaining this, but I don't know why. But Sabotage is it's probably my favorite music video of all time. And it's not, it's not particularly innovative. Actually, it probably was. I think when it came out in '95 or '96, I think it was innovative because all he did was just play around with the whole stylistically sort of. Here's a detective intro scene for intro credits, and just put the music to it. But it's so watchable. I have no idea. It's just so goddamn watchable. You can watch it a million times. So in that respect, I do think that my video is I'm not going to say it's as watchable as Beastie Boys. I'm not going to compare myself to the greats, but I've heard comments saying this is the best music video since the Beastie Boys. I'm like, goddamn, this is perfect. Like, I could not want a better or a cooler review for my work.